Preview.
Washington President Donald Trump, agreeing with the recommendations of a commission chaired by Gov. Chris Christie, said Thursday he will declare the opioid crisis in the USA national emergency. It was an about-face from earlier in the week, when the administration said it would not declare such an emergency. Trump told reporters at his Bedminster Golf Club, where he is spending much of August, that he was preparing documents to make an official declaration, according to White House pool reports. The opioid crisis is an emergency, and I'm saying officially right now it is an emergency, he said. It's a national emergency. We're going to spend a lot of time, a lot of effort and a lot of money on the opioid crisis. What Trump said about opioid crisis, the White House later officially announced, building upon the recommendations in the interim report from the President's Commission on Combating Drug Addiction and the Opioid Crisis. President Donald J. Trump has instructed his administration to use all appropriate emergency and other authorities to respond to the crisis caused by the opioid epidemic. Such a declaration will allow the government to call more attention to the issue, waive certain regulations and perhaps encourage Congress to provide more funding. Christie issued a statement thanking Trump for action. It is a national emergency and the president has confirmed that through his words and actions today, and he deserves great credit for doing so, Christie said. As I have said before, I am completely confident that the president will address this problem aggressively and do all he can to alleviate the suffering and loss of scores of families in every corner of our country. The message was a reversal of what the Trump administration said earlier in the week, following a Tuesday briefing with Trump that Christie missed because he was on vacation. Health and Human Services Secretary Tom Price said such a declaration was not needed. We believe that, at this point, that the resources that we need for the focus that we need to bring to bear to the opioid crisis, at this point, can be addressed without the declaration of an emergency, Price said. Trump made the opposite proclamation. We're going to draw it up and we're going to make it a national emergency, Trump said. It is a serious problem the likes of which we have never had. Christie served as chairman of the President's Commission on Combating Drug Addiction and the Opioid Crisis, whose initial report recommended the declaration of an emergency to address a crisis that sees 142 Americans die every day from a drug overdose. By declaring this state of emergency, the president will be putting the full weight of his office behind this issue, Christie said in releasing the preliminary report. Matt Arco may be reached at marco@newadvancemedia.com. Follow him on Twitter at @TheMarco or Facebook. Jonathan D. Sallant may be reached at jsallant@newadvancemedia.com. Follow him on Twitter at @sallant or on Facebook. Find NJ.com Politics on Facebook.